What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Dolphins Daily, your daily dose of Dolphins content with ya boy, Chris Kane. Let's talk about the Dolphins. So we're in the post-draft era now. Now people are starting to do their evaluations. You see like the Tom McShays, you see other podcasters doing their reviews about, who had a good draft, who had a bad draft. And I'm hearing a lot of Will Howard love. And I don't know what's going on there because I'm starting to hear, the Dolphins could have gone Will Howard. He's a little bigger, a little more physical. So it got me thinking, did the Dolphins take the right late round quarterback? Now, I have been a little bit critical of Quinn Ewers. We talked about it on the channel a couple times. I have not really mentioned Will Howard a lot for a very easy reason. I do not and never have believed in Will Howard. Not once. Not at Kansas State, not at Ohio State. I don't even care about the championship run. I know he was good in the college championship. I got it. He played his best games at the end of the year. Totally understand. Also, that team was stacked at every position. O-line, D-line, linebacker, secondary, running backs, receiver. What are we talking about? If Jeremiah Smith could have gone pro this year, he could have arguably been the number one pick as a wide receiver. Emeka Buka was a first-round wide receiver. They had two running backs going the second round. What are we talking about? This team was loaded from head to toe. And the only weak link on the team was, hopefully Will Howard can get it done. You do remember the Michigan game, right? Did people just forget? Did you just forget what happened in that game? Michigan was in there like, hey, we're a bad team this year. We got a backup quarterback. We got a backup coach. Nothing to play for. You know what Will Howard decided? I don't want to win. Not here to win, guys. He sold in such a way that people wanted to fire the coach. Now, all of a sudden, post-draft, hey, man, Will Howard is a little sneaky mobile. He's got an okay arm, good frame, whatever. I'm not going to say he's a bum. That's a lot. I don't believe in this dude at all. Now, Pittsburgh has Mason Rudolph as a quarterback. So, can he beat out Mason Rudolph? Possibly. I don't believe in Mason Rudolph either. But this rebrand, this relitigation of how good of a pro he was, oh, man, he saved Kansas State. Like, Kansas State didn't do anything. Man, Ohio State was really lucky to have him. They could have had almost anybody. Quinn Ewers could have stayed at Ohio State and would have won a championship. That team was never going to lose. Once they finally figured it out, it was done. They was beating people by 3 touchdowns on just a regular. Completely dominant on both lines. Again, all the skill positions. If you go back and look at some of those throws of Jeremiah Smith, he's got 5 yards of separation. It wasn't like, oh, man, he really threaded the needle. It's like, no. You just throw it to the best receiver in the country. And again, this is not me wishing bad on Will Howard in the future. It's just, what are we doing? I've been critical of Quinn Ewers, but I saw him clutch up against Arizona State. And again, Texas was also loaded. But Texas was not as loaded as Ohio State was. That team was ridiculous. Texas had talented players. They have great boosters. We know what Texas does. I know what we're talking about. And Quinn also was number one recruit coming into college, right? So, of those two guys, yeah, we got the better guy. I don't know what we're talking about. Now, if Will Howard ends up being great and he becomes like a Tannehill, Big Ben, hybrid baby kind of person, hey, look at me. I'll apologize. Have I said that many times? Anytime I'm wrong, I'll come back on here and say I'm sorry. I do not believe in Will Howard. I am learning to love and believe in Quinn Ewers, but I ain't got no love for Will Howard. So, of the two, yeah, I think we chose a better option. Now, our biggest concern going to the draft was D-line, offensive guard. We all know that. And we drafted Jonah Vania in the second round. And technically, he played more tackle than guard in college. So when we drafted him, he was an offensive tackle. But the idea was always, we're going to move this guy to guard. Now, sometimes people say, I'll play guard, I'll play whatever you want me to play. And then they kind of make us think about it because they really want to be a tackle. We decided to ask Jonah, hey, how do you see yourself on the next level? And what position do you want to play? And this is what he said, and this got me a little excited. He said, I'm more comfortable at guard just because I'm big-bodied. I'm good with my hands and just getting off my stance. I just punch guys right now, and I feel like that's home for me. Just putting hands on guys right now. that sounds like goon behavior. I'm just putting hands on people. I want nothing more from my guard than to be a bully. I love bully, borderline nasty, almost illegal offensive linemen. That's where I'm at. I want the whistle to blow, and you could easily let off the tackle and the block, and you just be like, yeah, like you just finish it just because. Then you push off the D lineman to stand up. I know it's catty. It's a little bit wrong. I understand. I get it. I know that's not how football should be played. But I want my offensive lineman to be looking to scrap. The minute some people a little kerfuffle ensues on this side, I want an O-lineman sprint into the action. What's going on? What's up? Like, the reason people like Trent Williams so much is not because he's future Hall of Famer and just great. Is that Trent Williams is an absolute bully. He is constantly looking for smoke. He's literally punched people on the field. He's always looking to pull to go hit somebody. It's my favorite part of a good offensive lineman. Yes, technique is great. Oh, he gets out of his stance so good and his hands are in the right place. He doesn't get holding calls. That's fine. I want my old lineman down the field, 30 yards, looking for DBs, just ready to roach somebody. And when I hear my future guard tell me, I'm just putting hands on people right now, I'm just punching people, and I'm big bodied. Listen, I'm not crying. I'm not crying, but there's a tear in there somewhere because we were so soft on the offensive line last year that I felt like people were constantly pushing us back. There was no reestablishing a line of scrimmage. That's, again, I like bullies, but reestablishing a line means we start here and then we reestablish back here. Now you 2 yards behind where you were. Now the pocket for the quarterback is just as beautiful. He can just look around, pat the rock. No, just redirect the route. No. When you see a quarterback having time to do this and not, that means that guys up front are doing their job. They have stonewalled or reestablished a line. When you got guard just being bullies, did you see Mekhi Becton last year for the Eagles? Just literally come up the ball and just these weren't blocks. He was just shooing people out of the way. You think Saquon's great. Some of those lanes, I can get like 9 yards through. I'm just saying, Saquon was just running like, hey, where'd that defensive tackle go? That guy's in the stands because he just got out the way. That's what I want from Jonah. If he can back up this talk, he does have the frame. So, I mean, that's, I guess, without dispute. If he can bring that frame and those hands with him at the guard position, we got something we can build around. Because I want bullies on the inside of that line. I want us on 3rd and 4th and 1, the guard to be like, Coach, we got it. Run behind me. Don't even worry about it, Coach. We got it. You tucked in tight? Hi. That's what I'm looking for. So this made me super happy. Again, I'm guessing he's going to be guard. I mean, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be the left guard. He got drafted in the 2nd round. We need a position. He wants to play it. Makes total sense to me. Him and Daniels are going to be the 2 guards. That was the weakest position last year. And hopefully we filled that need, and now we can move forward and start really reestablishing the line. We were a good running team 2 years ago. We had good running games. Both our running backs were great. Breaking long runs, touchdowns with galore, surfing and dancing in the end zone as fans. Remember that? Remember back when you could run the ball and just see guys running and you see the back of their jersey? Remember that 70-point game? Didn't that feel like that was forever ago? That's what I want to get back to, man. I know our passing game is going to be fine. But I need some bullies up front, man. I want us to get the ball, run 3 times, get a first down, and then decide maybe we'll throw, maybe we won't. I don't want to be 30 in inches and we're like, I don't know if we can get it. But I've said too much already. Now, we're going into the year 2025. My full expectation is that Tyreek will not be on this team either this year or into next year. I think this is either his last year with Miami or he will not play for Miami this year. That's my expectation. I don't see any scenario that Tyreek plays 2 more years in Miami or 3 more years, right? So the idea is that Jaylen Waddle is in line to be our number 1 receiver. We haven't picked up a better receiver. There's no one on the roster better than him. He's a first-round pick. It's time. Like, hey, you're top 10 pick. You probably should be number one receiver, right? So the question is, what's fair for Jaylen Waddle this year? Reasonable question. He's been really banged up. Everything is based on health, really. He's always fast. We know what he is in there. He's always good after the catch. He gets a dropsy sometimes though. Like Jaylen, his hands will abandon him from time to time. But what's a fair expectation? I think Devontae Smith is arguably him and T. Higgins are the two best number twos. Now, T. Higgins has Jamar Chase on one side. So that's not really a fair comp. And T. Higgins also misses a bunch of time. So I think he may not even be the best example. Devontae Smith is the best comparative. Like, same college, similar draft position. Frames are slightly different, but neither one is a particularly big guy. And obviously, A.J. Brown's number one for Philly. Tyreek's obviously number one for us. So I believe we should be grooming him to be wide receiver number one this year. I know we're talking about, we want to win and get playoffs, all that good stuff. I get it. But I think the goal should be, how do we get Waddle closer to being our number one receiver? That may mean moving him from different sides of the field. He already comes in motion a whole bunch. That may mean changing the route concepts. I want Waddle this year to have 90 catches plus, 1,300 yards, 10 plus touchdowns. That's what I want for Jaylen. Is that reasonable? The yardage may not be. 90 catches, yeah. You play 17 games. And again, I'm assuming he plays all the games. Plays 17 games, that's not a crazy thing, right? 5-6 catches a game, he can get that. I think he can do that. The 1,300 yards might be a bit much. 10 touchdowns, I think for sure, because we score a lot of touchdowns. Jonah's going to take some. Tyreek touchdowns came really low last year, but in the red zone, teams key in on your number one receiver. So Tyreek will be, everyone's looking at Tyreek. Jonah is the big tight end. We get that. I think Waddle, realistically, 80 catches, 1,100 yards, 8 to 10 touchdowns. If he does that again, then I think that's reasonable. I want him to step it up or not. I think there's a level he hasn't gotten to because we haven't fully unlocked him yet. The year where he was the number one receiver, Tua didn't have McDaniel, and it wasn't their best selves. Then the year that we get McDaniel, we also get Tyreek. So Jaylen never really got the chance to be under this system as a full-time number one dude all year. There's been times that Tyreek got hurt, and now he's been thrust into the position. But I'm saying all offseason, you get all the number one routes. That's you the man. I would love to see it. But, I think we like to appease Tyreek. So we'll see what happens. But I am a big Jaylen Waddle fan. He was my favorite receiver at Alabama the year he came out. And he came out with some dudes. He came out with some studs. And I was like, I don't care about none of those dudes. I'm a Jaylen guy. And when we got him, I was like, yes, I'm a big Jaylen Waddle fan. I would love to see him emerge, be a Pro Bowler, and really be pushing. It should be a question of who really is the number one receiver. That's my goal. It should be, I know Tyreek's faster, but I don't know, man. Jaylen just gets it done. That's what I want from him. And I think we're going to push for that because we can't keep being so Tyreek-centered that if Tyreek is out, the offense falls apart. You have to be able to diversify. Jaylen's under contract. He's there. Much easier temperament. Zero off-the-field issues. I want to see Jaylen really step up, and I expect that he will. But as always, guys, thank you for tuning in to Dolphins Daily. You guys have been crushing it. Thank you for the likes and subscribes, all that good stuff. We're going to bring you more hot content tomorrow on Dolphins Daily. Peace.